I am joined by Thibault Catala, founder and managing director, Catala Consulting, coming to us from London, England. How are you, sir?
Very good. And yourself, Jason? Thank you for having me today.
Oh, yeah, you bet. I'm hanging in there. Like we were saying before we got on air, traffic. the,
Yeah,
the
not
the
happening for
traffic
me.
in Houston, Texas is picking up. So, and London's opening up. UK's opening up. Tell us about that. What's going on?
Yeah, no, it's opening up step by step. We have seen like a museum reopening, hotels reopening. So step by step, everything is reopening except the borders. So for us as hotelier, we are looking forward for the borders to reopen.
Any idea when that might happen?
I have no idea, but let's look at my crystal ball. I still have no clue.
Yeah.
No, but I think like they are going to start reopening and talk about a reopening on the 21st of June. So it's not that far off, but it may change 1,000 times until then.
Yeah. Well, how about yourself? How have you been through this whole mess?
I mean, all good. We have to keep positive. That's the whole spirit. But we have been quite busy on supporting the hotels across Europe. We have been shifting from revenue management to profitability manager to ensure the bottom line because revenue management is important, but today cash is king and cash is even more important today. So that's why we've been shifting on this one. And again, this is fantastic to see how creative hotels are when it comes to survival mode. And we have been helping them to find those creative strategies to adapt and adjust and survive. So yeah, very busy on this one, and then busy participating on webinars, creating courses to add value and to support everyone in this pandemic. But yeah, the whole idea is to stay positive and to focus on what we can control and change.
So let's talk about those adjustments because being forced to survive and laser focus on profitability has got to be good for business long term. So dive into that a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, for us, when I say profitability is also linked to understanding like if we need to reopen and how much occupancy we need to for reopening, like a break-even analysis. That's very important nowadays. And then, yeah, shifting from RevPAR to net RevPAR or from GOP to GOPAR or net GOP or EBITDA. All those kind of metrics have been shifting from one to another. But yeah, profitability and bottom line is even more important today than it was before.
How are the hotels adapting? Um, I mean, what are you seeing? I mean, are they embracing it? Are they getting it? Is there a lack of skill set or what's happening there?
No, but I mean, it's first of all, we are in front of a big, fat, big black swan of events. So we have no clue of what's going on and what's going to happen after this. We have no clue of market trend. We have no clue of customer behaviors. Therefore, I feel it's a perfect time to experience and to try new things and to be very creative with your strategies and your packages. So I see some hotels who have been very open to this kind of ideas of being creative and trying new stuff and new experimenting, and that's the one where we're actually delivering quite high occupancy than the rest of the market. And then you have the other one, which are a bit stuck to the old thinking, no TA, no wholesaler, uh, ADR very high, and then we wait and then we'll come back. And those one have been a bit slower to recover. So I believe that's the right time now to experiment, try new stuff, because we have no clue, and it's kind of, we are starting from scratch to understand again. So it's all about learning, understanding what's going on, try new stuff, see what is working, and see what is not working, and then develop and keep going.
Are traditional revenue managers starting to look at the the enterprise as a whole? Well, maybe there's a restaurant. You talked about packages. I mean, they're looking at more than just rooms, right?
Mhm.
Tell us about that.
Yes.
I mean, what are you seeing from your colleagues
Mhm.
in that area?
Yes, I mean, we have been shifting. I mean, that's something we have been discussing for years, but now people have been forced to move from rooms revenue management to total revenue management, because we need to find every single cent anywhere in the business, and it comes from F&B, it comes from selling ice creams in front of the hotels, or even the parking slots. So we try to optimize and find any sense where we can. So this total revenue management is definitely the biggest change and the biggest evolvement and new feature of version management I've seen going on in the last few weeks, few months.
How's ownership
Mhm.
uh, adapting to the needs or how revenue is now being executed, this profitability model, if you will? How is ownership like embracing that? They're like, finally, is there a disconnect still, or what do you think?
I mean, first of all, revenue management is still the awareness of revenue management. A lot of people don't know what is revenue management still. So I still believe there is still a lot of work to be done on educating people on what is revenue management, including the awareness. So thank you for this podcast and everything because it participates to this awareness. So owners start to become more and more aware of what's going on in revenue management, and they start to challenge us, which I love it. But it's great. They start to embrace it more and more because they understand that we are here to guide them when it comes to technology, because now we see a big leverage on technology. Guide them on strategy and revenue strategy. Guide them on increasing the top line, but as well maximizing the bottom line. And owners are much more focused on the bottom line, EBITDA and profitability than on the top line. So when we talk numbers and we talk their languages, they understand us and they embrace it.
I've talked to folks in Europe in the past about uh, hiring outsourcing revenue management, and it wasn't as big as it is in the States. I mean, do you see that changing because the cash is so tight?
Yes, I mean we have experienced in our company an increase of requests on the last few weeks, few months, moving from an on-site revenue manager to more like a outsourced revenue management. So I see like the centralized revenue management or the outsourced revenue management um, operation is growing in interest. I believe there is many factors and many different benefits, but the biggest one is that we are providing and they are looking for more contractual flexibility, meaning that they don't want to add any costs to the payroll directly, as well as reduce costs because they don't want to add payroll costs and all the charges that you have on top, and they only want to pay for the resources that they use. So I'm becoming much more savvy and agile when it comes to the cost. Then the biggest one in the UK nowadays is a staff shortage. We don't find talents to rehire and to reopen. Therefore, the outsourced management is also an answer to this solution, to this problem, because you find experience, you find talent, you find knowledge, and again, this staff shortage is a big one in UK. I think like it's a very similar idea and a problem in Europe. And last but not the least, having an outsourced management company help you because you don't have any recruitment process. There is no staff turnover. There is no disruption. So I feel the outsourced management model is growing in interest and will continue to grow in the next few months.
You got somebody who knows what they're doing. You can manage your revenue or your profitability with spreadsheets. But when does it get to a point where an organization should start looking at a revenue management system?
Ooh, I believe from day one. I believe it's revenue management. You have two different parts in revenue management. You have the tactics, and then you have the strategies. Tactics, technology are doing much better than us, human or only human, because they can identify some micro trends and micro trends in the market for the next 65 days at a speed that any human is able to do it. So I will say like leverage technology from day one because you will drive some incremental revenue based on this, and then everything which is linked to revenue strategies. That's why you should leverage a good revenue manager. Strategies where we are understanding the data, because you can have the best data in place, but if you don't understand what to do with those data, that's useless. So I will not say like it's only technology or only revenue manager. I think it's a combination of both to have the optimal revenue and profitability management.
What do you see happening this summer in Europe with travel?
Yes, I mean it's going back. That's a good sign. We are seeing some destinations such as Greece, such as Portugal, booming. Actually, that's great to see. People are fed up. People are fed up. I'm fed up. I want to travel,
Yeah, yeah,
and I believe it will come back. It will start to come back. So even STR was saying like there is some pent-up demand. I feel the same. The
yeah,
number one reason people are not traveling is because there is some restrictions. But the moment you remove the restriction, it will explode. And we are
yeah,
already seeing some great pickup over the summer. So yeah, I'm quite hopeful and quite optimistic for the summer period.
yeah. You guys had it rough. I'm glad to see you guys opening up.
Yes.
All right, Thibault, thanks for joining me. We're out of time.
Excellent. Thank you, Jason.
You bet.